Hail there, people. I am back. Sorry this video is taking me so long. But, yeah. So today, I am going to be reviewing Friday the 13th Part, 2. We're finally on the Friday the 13th franchise. Like I said, I got 2 more Jurassic videos, but I'll probably do those next week. Just so we can, I want to get a few of the Friday the 13th done. But tomorrow, I will be, ranking my most hyped movies of 2021. I probably should have did that video like earlier this month, but since it's still January, I'll do it. And then uh, Thursday we'll probably do part 3, and then if I'm in the mood, Friday I think we're gonna do part 4. But right now we are reviewing part 2. Hold on, just check something because this is a retake, and I accidentally filmed it like upside down, so I'm just checking. But so we are on Friday Part 2. This film came out in 1981. It sprang off the success of the first Friday the 13th. This film introduced Jason Voorhees as we know him. Well, not fully because he didn't have the hockey mask on, but he wore a sack over his face. But yeah. So we start off. This is set 2 months after the first movie. We see Jason walking into frame. Well, you only see his feet. Um, and He walks into frame, and we learn that Alice has been staying at like a house by herself. I guess coping with what happened. And so we see her dreaming, and this is where we get like basically a recap of the first movie. Well, not the whole movie, but like the end of the movie. Like from where Pamela did a reveal, chasing Alice, and then Alice beheading her. Then she gets off the phone with her mom, takes a shower, gets out of the shower. I guess is boiling some tea or some coffee or something, and then she looks in the fridge. We see a shot of Pamela's severed head. Jason shows up from behind her, kills her with an ice pick, and then takes the kettle off and then walks off. You don't see Jason's face at all. You just see like his hands. It was a pretty good kill to kind of start off the film. Um, so a few years later, we see that Camp Crystal Lake they want to try to reopen it, a training center that has like counselors started by a guy named Paul. We meet 2 counselors named Jeff and Sandra, and they meet up with another guy. They go drive back to the camp. We see Crazy Ralph, who warns them about that they're doomed in this Camp Blood. Kind of what he did last film. And then we meet Ginny, who is one of my favorite protagonists in the slasher film. I think she's a really good character. We see her and Paul have a relationship, and then basically that's he gives like a speech about the counseling, and then later that night, he's kind of telling a scary story where he basically tells more about Camp Blood and Jason, and that the townspeople think Jason actually survived. Basically, telling you what actually happened. So Jason survived, became a hermit, killed. He mentioned that Alice disappeared, basically killing her, and then his friend Ted shows up with like a spear and a mask and scares everybody. And then he says, "I don't want to hear about Jason again." And basically, it's a myth and all that. But sorry about that. This is someone on the other side. If you hear that loud noise, and it's really windy. Um, we see Ginny go back to her cabin. Paul kind of scares her, and then they proceed to make out. And we see Crazy Ralph weird looking in. Jason kills him from behind, and kills him with like a rope around his neck, or like barbed. I think it may have been barbed wire. It was pretty because I think there was a little bit of blood, so it was probably barbed wire. And then the next morning, We see like the counselors doing like training and all that, and then when everyone else is at the lake, um, Sandra and Jeff. Sandra wants to go look at Camp Blood, and he reluctantly agrees. They head there, and then basically run into a. Oh, there's another quick shot of Jason. You see Jason kind of like gouging around the camp. You see like his shoulders and stuff. You don't see his face. And then there's a shot like 'cause someone has a dog walking in, and you see Jason's feet. Um, he doesn't kill the dog. Jason isn't like Michael. He doesn't kill animals. So while Sandra and Jeff go off, a local policeman basically tells them like, no, he takes them back. Paul kind of tells them you're not no deserve like as a joke, and basically they'll be punished. The policeman leaves, and then while he's driving away, he sees Jason basically running into the woods. He follows him. He proceeds to find this shack, which is, what sucks? It's only in this movie. Like, you never see this shack again, but in the Friday the 13th game, you see that shack a few times. You only see it in this movie. So he proceeds to go in, and he sees basically the shrine with Pamela's head and the sweater. It's off screen though. You just see him look, and is like has like a look on his face like he saw it, and then Jason kills him with the hammer. And yeah, he kills him with the claw part, and there you go. Then now it's nighttime. They're all having dinner. The Paul announces, okay, if you and counselors can come with us to the bar, and a few counselors stay back. Mark, who's in a wheelchair, and Vicky, um, Sandra and Jeff because they got caught earlier, and then Terry and Scott, I think is the guy's name. So they're the counselors that stay back. So the counselors leave for the bar, and while this happens, Terry goes for a swim, and skinny dipping, and Scott takes her clothes because he's been trying to hook up with her for the whole movie, and playfully takes her clothes, chases her. Jason, I guess, had like a trap where he with a rope, and he caught him, and he was hung upside down. He asked her to like basically cut him down, and she says, if you leave me alone, I'll cut you down, and then she walks off, and then Jason comes in the shot. You only see his hands and like he's wearing like a onesie, not a onesie, but like I forgot what those the straps. Yeah, I can't think of it right now. He's wearing that. Slices. That's a cat that walked into frame. Anyway, if you hear that meowing, um, but Jason kills him. He slices Scott's throat with the machete. Terry finds like scissors. She runs back and she finds Scott dead, and then Jason kills her off screen. Like you see her face like about to scream, and back back at the bar where the other counselors are. Ginny kind of starts to talk about Jason and his past, and like how maybe he saw what happened, which basically says what happened. It's like, in a way, I kind of like that they explain certain things without overdoing it. Like they're having other people just. Yeah, we have stray cats that come in my backyard, so that's what you're hearing right now. Sorry about that. But so she explains that, and Paul and Ted are kind of just laughing it off. Um, Ginny is ready to go back to the camp. So Paul agrees to go back, and basically Ted and the rest of the other counselors stay back at the bar. And while this is happening, back at the camp, Vicky wants to hook up with Mark, so they agree. So she decides to go off and kind of like get changed and stuff. So Mark's on the balcony of the camp, waiting, and Jason kills him with a machete to the face, and he starts rolling down the some stairs. It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. Um, so Mark dies. Jason goes into the camp, into the cabin. Sandra and Jeff are having sex upstairs. Jason shows up, kills them with the machete through the bed with the axe. Well, no, an axe with a spear. So he uses a spear and impales both of them. Vicky comes up, and this is where we finally get Jason, the reveal of Jason in this, or Sackhead Jason, as a lot of people have called him. Kills Vicky with a kitchen knife, like a Michael Myers style. The kills in this movie are pretty good, I will admit. They're not like the best in the franchise, but I think they're decent kills. You know. While this is happening, it starts to rain. It starts to rain. So when Ginny and Paul come back, they see that the lights don't work, and they go up and find where Jeff and Sandra are having sex. They find the bloody bed, and they find the counselors. The counselors. They run downstairs, and then Jason attacks Paul, incapacitates him, proceeds to chase Ginny, who discovers Crazy Ralph's body. She climbs out the window. She stumbles into a car, and yeah, Jason is a bit of a bumbling goof in this. Like, he tries to poke a hole through the car so that the car doesn't work. She runs, I think, into another cabin, and she hides under, but because a rat shows up, either like she starts to pee or something happens, and Jason notices, and then she climbs out. And Jason, I think, he's using his main weapon in this is a pitchfork. And when he's about to kill her, the chair breaks. It's like, what? This is my least favorite version of Jason. This is a good movie, but not my favorite version of Jason. Jason, I think, gets better in part 3 and definitely by part 4. So, in this, then she stumbles upon the cabin from earlier, the shack from earlier. She finds this is the reveal of Pamela's head and sweater. Like I said, it wasn't shown, and several bodies of the victims. So Jason arranged the bodies. She realizes that the attacker is Jason, so she proceeds to put on his the mother's sweater, kind of posing as his mom. He walks in. Um, she tries to tell him to stand down, not stand down, and listen to your mother. And then we get kind of quick shots of Betsy Palmer, the actress from the first one, saying some of those lines, which is kind of cool. So kind of cool little quick cool way to get Betsy Palmer involved in this. Jason realizes it's not her because when he looks over, she sees the head and then slices at Ginny. Um, he slices at her with a pickaxe. Paul comes back. Him and Jason fight again. Jason has on top of him, basically about to kill him. Ginny comes from behind, gets the machete, hits him on the left shoulder. Jason gets taken out, seemingly dead. They head back to the cabin. They hear noises, and the dog, I guess the dog's name is Muffin, shows back up at the screen, and then Jason from behind on a window breaks through and tries to grab Ginny. And then it kind of cuts, and we see like Ginny being placed in an ambulance, and then Paul. They don't explain what happens to him. I guess that he died in this confrontation. They don't even really let you know if it was a real, because it could be like kind of like what happened with the first movie where that could have been a dream where Jason attacked her, but so he does so, and she asks where Paul is, and they don't say anything, and then we cut to a shot of Pamela's head, the shrine, from earlier, and then the film ends. I enjoy this movie. I think Friday the 13th was kind of getting its start with this movie. I will keep saying this is not my favorite version of Jason, but I do enjoy the film. I think Ginny is a good character. I think she's way better than Alice. Alice was, like I said in the last video, Friday the 13th review. She's not a terrible character. She's just kind of there. Like, I think Ginny actually has a character arc. She's quick witted, and she was a final girl for a reason. She didn't just happen to be the final girl. I think some of the and Paul was decent. Like some of the other characters, like Paul, like Mark, Terry, and Scott, we don't learn shit about. But we gotta remember, this is a Friday the 13th movie. I grade these movies a bit differently versus how I compare, like either a comic book movie or like movies that have even like Halloween. Friday the 13th, I mainly watch just to see Jason kill some teenagers for half an hour or hour and a half a movie. I don't expect a lot. Like I don't ever expect the acting to be great. Yeah, you get Friday the 13th with like Jason Goes to Hell. That's the ones I'll go really in on. But most of the other ones are pretty much watchable in my opinion. I think there are many that are better than others, and I have like my favorites, which we will get to. But I did enjoy this movie. I think it was a good hour and a half. If you want to kill, you want to get through the franchise. I think this is. I like the music. We kind of get Jason's theme in this. In the first one, you get the like you get that, but then more you get kind of more of the music in this. Yeah, I think the score is decent. Kills are pretty good. I think my favorite is probably the Mark kill just because it's kind of funny. And it's pretty brutal. A machete to the face that's pretty brutal. Way to go out. Out of 10, like 7.5, close to an 8. I would give this out of 10. Definitely this is one I watch when I start from the first one and then I go down. Um, like I said, tomorrow we will be reviewing. We will. I'll be ranking my most hyped movies, and then if tomorrow if I'm in the mood, I might do the part 3 review tomorrow night. But if I don't, I'll do it on on Wednesday. No, on Thursday. Sorry. But other than that, guys, I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.